From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
Good Friday morning at 6 o'clock. Welcome to Montana This Morning. I'm Victoria Hill. Thank you so much for getting out your day and hey, kicking off the weekend with us. Miller, we finally made it, the day we're all looking forward to.
All right, yeah, and we're starting off on a snowy note this morning. Yeah, we got a lot of moisture that we're tapping into. We got this system that's coming through, the colder air mixing in with that moisture, and that means snow. As we take a live look across Billings right now for the rims, you don't see it there. Well, maybe you can now. Yeah, we see some flurries out there. This is a shot courtesy of the Stockman Bank weather cam. We're at 32 at the airport. It feels like 26. Look at that humidity at 82%, dew points at 27. So definitely can feel the stickiness out there. Winds out of the northeast at about 6. Take a look at temperatures around the area. In Gamar, we've got some clouds at 27, cloudy in Colstrip at 30. Down in Buffalo, where we've got the snow at 31, Cody at 27, and over in White Sulphur Springs, we're at 22. A little warmer in Big Timber at 28. Highs today mainly in the 40s, could see some 50s. We'll see some clearing later today, but maybe just enough moisture left over. We'll still possibly see a few isolated showers here in Billings later on this afternoon. We're going to go with a high of 50 today. Haven't gotten there the last couple of days. We'll try today, and there's a look at your day planner. Only getting better as we get into the weekend. We'll take a look at that with the main forecast coming up in just a bit. Today is Make Up Your Own Holiday Day.
Miller, if you had to make up a holiday, what are you picking?
Oh my gosh, what would it be? There's so many things. Well, every day's a holiday for me. Every day that I get to get up and goof off and have a little bit of fun in the morning, that's a good day. Maybe it's spend more time with your family day.
All right.
Can always do that.
Fair enough. Make time to do a special activity or something.
Sure.
Like that.
Yeah, and you'll have plenty of opportunity to get outdoors this weekend. I did ask this question on my Facebook page. If you go to meteorologist Miller Robson, you can find it there. What's your holiday? A couple of answers. Sally said her husband says he'd like it to be National Smoked Meats Day. Try something new. Sally herself says National Count Your Blessings Day. Gary says Glad to Be Alive Day, and I found out that Gary just recently had some heart issues, and he's doing well now. And I just want you to let you know, Gary, we're glad you're doing well, and that your wife Lisa loves you very, very much.
Yeah, congratulations, Gary. Glad you're still here watching.
My man.
Us.
All right.
Yes, I know. I have an idea.
Sure.
Clean up your Facebook friends day. How about that one? Because you always kind of get those stragglers. Like, I don't really talk to them anymore. Let's get rid of them. So.
Yeah, you go on there and go, who is that?
Yeah, exactly. Who is this? All right, Miller. Well, we have lots of news, so I will
get to it, kiddo.
Get to it. Thank you. Immigration continues to dominate the headlines this morning. Today, Montana's Republican Senator Steve Daines will get a first-hand look at the situation at the southern border. And President Joe Biden is pushing back against criticism he's received for changing former President Trump's policies. At the first press conference of his presidency, President Biden said the increase at the border was expected as migrants tried to beat the summer heat. When asked about changing some of President Trump's hardline immigration laws, President Biden said he makes no apology for rolling back policies that separate children from their mothers. Still, Senator Steve Daines says the shift in immigration policies is squarely to blame for the situation at the border. Today, he will tour the Rio Grande Valley in Texas, also known as Ground Zero for the recent flood in migrants coming here illegally. Meanwhile, Senator Jon Tester won't make the trip to the border, but the Democrat also believes something needs to be done.
And I think the key is to develop a long-term plan with good border security provisions in it. And then ultimately, we need to pass an immigration bill here in Congress too, that I think gives folks a pathway to citizenship where they obey the law, don't jump the line, learn English, and wait their turn.
Senator Daines is one in a group of 18 Republican senators who will be on the tour of the border. Wyoming Senator John Barrasso also announced that he is going. Now we go to the Montana legislature, where a bill is being proposed to help Northwestern Energy buy more of Colstrip's coal plants. Co-owners of the plants located in Washington, Oregon, and Utah are planning exits, and that could force closures. The bill would allow Northwestern to charge more for power and make up for the loss of out-of-state utilities. Supporters say the bill is a must to keep Colstrip up and running. Others feel it unfairly targets consumers.
It's ludicrous if they acquire additional shares of unneeded power from Colstrip. The ratepayers under this carve-out legislation will be responsible for everything. Removes prudence standards, removes any review by the commission, and values it at an extraordinarily high price.
Senate Bill 379 is one of several bills before the current legislature meant to bolster the Colstrip power plants. In court news, the Whitefish woman accused of hitting 6-year-old Jordana Hubble with her car enters the Alford plea in district court. It means Patricia Berliner asserts her innocence, but acknowledges there's evidence for conviction if the case went to trial. Berliner had originally pleaded not guilty to the felony criminal endangerment charge. There will be no jury trial, and she'll be up for sentencing on June 10th. Jordana Hubble is still recovering from the serious brain injury she sustained in the November 2019 crash. In other news, there was outrage across Montana last week when a Lewistown man convicted of sexual assault of a child was sentenced to probation and released back into the community. MTN's Cassandra Soto spoke to the victim's mother and law enforcement who want to see laws change.
Jason Terronez was accused and pled guilty twice to sexually assaulting a 5-year-old girl around 6 years ago. Then, after a plea to the court for a lesser sentence of child molestation, he was sentenced to probation and immediate release back into the community.
These are people we had been friends with for about 5 years. These are people that, we knew and trusted, and he sexually assaulted my daughter during a sleepover.
Now we hear from the victim's mother. To protect the identity of the victim and her family, we have blurred her mother's face.
I cannot express to you how much it hurts to feel like I failed my child. Now, not only did I fail my child, but the justice system failed my child. And it feels like everything we went through was for nothing. Because she didn't get justice. She was 5 years old. And she was brave enough to get up in front of a courtroom full of people and tell her story. It's not fair.
For the Lewistown Police Chief Justin Jennis, who was the lead investigator on this case, the verdict is a call to action.
There's been a push in the last couple legislative sessions to get rid of some of the mandatory minimums for crimes or lowering penalties for different crimes. And I think the state needs to take a stronger stance on making mandatory minimums for child sex crimes so that victims can have justice and the individuals who commit these crimes are held accountable.
In Lewistown, Cassandra Soto, MTN News.
And with the probationary sentence, Terronez will be supervised by an officer for 10 years. 3 Montana residents have been arrested for a double murder in California. The bodies of William and Yesenia Larson were found by a snowplow driver in Mono County last November. An investigation determined several former business associates of the victims were connected to the deaths. 3 of them, Bradley Cohorst, Corey Sporlock, and Orit Ogid, are all from Missoula. Cohorst was taken into custody in Phoenix on Monday. Spurlock and Ogid were arrested in Missoula yesterday. The suspect in the Boulder, Colorado mass shooting was ordered to be held without bond. 21-year-old Ahmad Alyssa made his first court appearance yesterday and heard his charges. He faces 10 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. Prosecutors say they expect to file more charges in the coming weeks. Defense attorneys told the judge they need time to determine the suspect's mental state. The judge ordered a status conference within the next 60 to 90 days. And the murder trial starts Monday for the man accused in the death of George Floyd. Former police officer Derek Chauvin faces manslaughter along with 2nd and 3rd degree murder charges. Jury selection finished up earlier this week when a 15th juror was picked. That juror will be sent home before opening arguments if the other 14 jurors show up. 2 of them will be alternates and will be released at the conclusion of the trial. Testimony is expected to last about a month. Stick with us here on